Hey, Aaron from As Is here. Today I'm going to teach you how to make banging 808s that are going to work across multiple genres. And this is just going to go into our process on how we get nice, fat 808s that work on any system. So let's hop right in. Here's what the original sounds like. So what we're going to do is recreate this in Serum and then show you some processing options that you have to really help bring this sound to life. I'm going to start with the analog BD sine, and this sine wave is just a sine wave with a little bit of gritty overtones added as you go. And we're going to use the clean sine wave for the attack of the sound and then shift it through the wavetable to a little bit grittier of a sound as we go on. And so that kind of brings us to the two main parts of an 808, which is the attack and the decay. And we can mess with the attack and the decays here in Ableton with the LFO and the envelope tool. In Serum. So let's start with the decay of the sound. We're going to use the envelope tool and just drag it down and make it evenly decay over time. And already you kind of have an 808 sound just with that alone. It's a little weak and puny, and no one could hear it if that was in a mix. So we need to affect the attack of the note. We're going to use the LFO tool for that. Drag it down, set it to envelope mode, and we're going to drag the first part onto the coarse pitch, and I think we're going to turn the octave up on this too. But that quick sweep from high to low in pitch gives it a little more attack to the note. All right, and already we are getting that 808 sound, but there's more. Next, take it onto the level. So we'll get a higher level, volume level on the attack, and then it'll kind of just go down a little bit on the decay. That's nice there. We're going to also put it on the wavetable so that the attack of the note is the clean sine wave at the beginning of the wavetable, and then the sustain will be on a little grittier part, and that should give us some nice overtones to play with and bring out in the processing. And yeah, that fuzzy stuff will take care of that. Also, I'm going to put a filter on it, just the regular old low 12, and make sure it's able to go all the way open and then close it. That's probably good right there. Yeah. That'll get the job done. And you already have the 808 sound here. So just with those few settings, your source sound is already looking pretty good. I'm gonna throw a frequency analyzer on span, and let's see what we're working with. So it's a pretty nice fundamental, but there's no overtones, nothing characteristic about this sound that makes me want to dance. So let's make it danceable. All right, so I'm gonna start with the drum bus, and I just like to drive the sound through with these settings, and it'll get you a little bit of volume, which is always good, but it also kind of gives it a little more crunch to it, just by putting it through these parameters. I also usually turn the transient up just a little bit so that it gets a little more pop on the attack of the note. Where transients are like the amount of time it takes from a note to go from 0 to full volume. When you think about it, the note doesn't just start right away. The volume has to go from 0 to whatever the attack that note is. And so the transient shaper affects that time. And if you just tweak it just a little bit, it's a very powerful tool. If you use it too much, it'll really just mess with your sound. But just a little bit can really give the attack of your note some nice character. Really, that's a pretty nice 808 sound right there. Let's see what it looks like on span. I'm not sure there's a ton I would do with that. probably I'm going to bring up that first fundamental or overtone so that I can hear this on all the speaker systems. So I'm going to take Saturn and put it between like that 80 and 110 range. That's probably good. 82 to 190. I'm going to drive it up. That way you're not just like you're getting some warmth and character to the sound as well as you go. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm already a much bigger fan of that sound. You hear that kind of crunchy, squelchy type sound. I'm going to just get rid of that with the EQ so we can have a nice clean 808. I mean, sometimes you might want something a little grungier, which is up to you and your artistic desires. Now you'll notice when I put this EQ on, that kind of the attack of the note is really muffled. And so, but it sounds super clean and super fat. So to mitigate that, I'm going to layer a kick with this 808, and that should take care of that issue. So here I use this Graves kick and just compress it a lot. Lots of compression. And layer those together. And that should cut through the notes. And right there you have it. I mean, obviously you want to tweak some sound a little bit here and there, but essentially that's how we make 808s for most of our tracks, and that's exactly how we made it for Across the Shadows. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more tutorials just like this one coming your way.